extra special guest today. My man, Mr. Andrew Shebay. He is not only the director of the incredible documentary that changed my life, 100 Miles to Redemption, he is also the man crazy enough to be out here trying to shoot a movie and turn this whole story into a movie. Man, that's changed my life and has introduced me to a world that I didn't know I thought was possible that we could ever use all this stuff we've been through to help it use to other people. Man, I would not be sitting here today if it was not for him, Mr. Andrew Shebay. How we doing, sir?
Man, you get me choked up already, dude.
Dude, it's been a wild ride, man.
It's been a journey. That's for sure.
A journey is the right way to put it, dude. Well, I don't know how else to open up the show other than asking you, I think, a question that is on a lot of people's mind. Why? Why me? Why my family's story? Why this film? Why go out of your way to do something like this?
Oof, I mean, the thing about, no offense, I mean, look, there's nothing special about you or your family story. Unfortunately, it's a story that a lot of families go through. I'm just honored that y'all were the ones to open up and let us tell that story. When you talk about addiction and mental health, I think a lot of families try to keep things close to home. There's that stigma towards it where you kind of feel ashamed and embarrassed to talk about it. Addiction makes people not who they are. And it's not like someone having a disease like cancer. Addiction it's vicious, man. It really does open up a monster within inside someone that's not them. And I think that's hard for a lot of families.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that your family was. Look, y'all are special. Your family's special because y'all put yourselves aside, and y'all let someone like me tell your story in the most vulnerable way, and that's extremely special because y'all let us in. Y'all let me air your dirty secrets on film, in a story where hopefully a lot of people will see. And I think the beautiful thing about that is when people see your story, they go, thank you for telling the story. Thank you for opening up and sharing your story with us, because so many people connect with it. More people than we know connect with it. My family included,
There's just real quick, you and I have been on a journey since we met, what was it, 8-9 years ago now, and you came into our friendship, our relationship with a little bit of knowledge of what your wife was dealing with a family member with suffer from addiction, and so that's where you came from. And then I was personally going through it, these new stages of sobriety and navigating these waters, and you introduced me to a world where I could voice that out to people, and I watched it help people, and we watched it help people. And I was still so early in my recovery journey and my running journey and all that, and so I didn't know what this world looked like. And so you pushed me out there, and you helped tell my story, and for that I thought I hit life's lottery. Like, you introduced me to purpose, bro. You introduced me to purpose and inspired everything that I've done afterward. And my whole goal in life has been to give a piece of that to somebody else. Give a piece of how powerful it is when you can stand up and be proud of the things you've been through, because they've molded you into who you are today, and you're stronger for it. And now you have the unique ability to go back and help other people. And so you watched my journey, and then saw something and watched a community build around the stuff of what I was doing. Watched the story still make an impact, even though we had done this stuff 7-8 years later. And so people, it's been interesting navigating these waters this past month as the news has gotten out about the movie and all that. And you said it, I think you said it perfectly. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about my family. And I want people to truly know that. I did a 100-mile race and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you boil it down, I fucked my life up. I got my shit together. I started running and started helping other people. There's many more of us out there.
That's pretty special, though.
I know. But there's many more of us out there, and so I don't want people to see it as like there was something special. Like I got selected. I think the only difference is I was somebody that was willing to stand up and tell my story publicly, and never back down from continuing to tell it or telling it even when it wasn't easy or to crowds of people that weren't ready to listen to about a heroin addict. They weren't recovery crowds. And I don't know, I feel like that maybe be one of the things that inspired you to continue this, kind of keep going and to tell this story. Because like you said, it's a story that there's one of us in every family. But you and I think tapped in on something early that there is an addict in every family, but there's also a bunch of family members that are out there dealing with the recovery in their own process. And so being able to tell it to the unique lens we did. But yeah, your thoughts.
No, 1,000%. And I think like, filming someone like you, it's like when I think people can see you and see that, you're just like them, and that gives them hope. That gives them the ability to be like, man, if he can do it, why can't I do it? I think that's, making this film that's the goal, is to show people, hey, here's Shawn, he's just like, he's like everyone else. Like if he can do it, you can do it too, and like you said, it's just, if you can help one person, then man, that's awesome. And then the way I wanted to tell this story was from your younger sister's perspective. I really wanted to focus in on what the family members go through, because addiction is not just a disease for the individual, but it's a disease for the family members as well. And it impacts them differently than it does the addict. So I think it's really important to show what the other side, what the family members go through, what, your sister being, a teenager when she was dealing with all that. And that recovery is not only, possible for the addict, but it's also possible for the family members as well. Look, like parents are going to love you no matter what. That's unconditional love. Siblings, it's a different kind of bond. It's a different kind of love, and I just, I was really connected to that brother-sister bond that you guys have.
Who do you think, as you're making this movie and as you thought about the whole process leading up to this, who do you think is the main audience, or who do you think that a film like this can impact?
That's a good question. I hope everybody. I hope the main audience is people that have never experienced addiction, or people that have never dealt with it, so they can see what it's like and have a little bit more sympathy. I mean, there's not a stigma towards people that have cancer. So why should there be a stigma towards people with addiction? Right. So I really hope that would be a big audience. Also family members. I want family members of addicts to see this and just, just know that there's hope. Mm-hmm. Like, I know when times are hopeless, just keep the faith, keep faith in God. Just keep the faith, because, someone can turn the corner. You never know what can happen.
You told me people didn't hear, you and I have been behind the scenes. You especially been, I just found out from Carson, you've been working on this a lot longer than I even knew, probably a year before I even knew. But yeah. Carson asked when I heard about it, I was like, I think about a year ago. And he's like, oh, he's been working on it way before that. But I remember you saying, I go back and I've said it a lot of these episodes, it was like, I can see where God's been preparing me for what was to come. And I think about going back to that vulnerable state of newly out of treatment, just discovering ultra running, and then the documentary coming out and my story being put out there. I don't necessarily, that was an emotional roller coaster in itself, and that was on a much larger or much smaller scale than what just happened with the movie. A lot less meetings we were taking back then, a lot less stakes, all that. Now it's a lot bigger meetings, a lot higher stakes, a lot bigger money, bigger crews, all that. But I feel on my end that I was prepared because of what we went through before with the documentary. But At one point, you told me, you're like, if and when this gets greenlit, it's going to go from 0 to 1,000 quick. And just to give people an inside glimpse, holy shit, dude, that shit.
I know, oh man.
That shit went from 0 to 1,000 in a blink. You told me we got the green light and that we were going to Houston to announce to the NFL, and from that moment on, it's been a month, dude, in a blink.
And the money went in and out.
And I watched every bit of stress on you go through it.
The most depressing part about making a film is like you will see like $900,000 hit a bank account, and then a week later it's gone. And you're like, how do you spend that much money in a week or a few weeks? But yeah, oh man, it's
dude, just to give it, so everybody sees Hollywood movie done. They see the director on set. They think it's all glamorous. Day one on being on set, I quickly realized it is not all glamour. It is very much blood, sweat, and tears and grit on a movie set.
It's blue collar as it can be.
It is, dude. It is
I
not.
Love it.
It is not. It is not what you would think it is. But just to give people a little inside glimpse on what your life has been like this past month, like what has it been like for you as a director, putting all this together, getting it to the starting line, and then getting it to where we're at now?
Don't make fun of me, man. I cry every day.
Do you?
Oh my God, yes. What am I doing?
Dude, I can imagine.
No, man. I mean, look, the morning of the first day of filming, it was emotional. I was crying in the shower.
Dude, your first feature, emotional topic.
Money. Oh man.
Money.
Oh man, it was a lot. Oh my God. No, it was emotional. It was stressful.
Where do hold on, let's take it back to ground zero. Where do you get the initial idea, let's turn this into a feature film?
When you told me, when you messaged me one day, you go, dude, this was like 2 or 3 years ago. You go, man, I still have random people messaging me on Instagram saying how that documentary helped them in their lives. And I was like, man, that is amazing. Like, because it's not a big documentary. It's like, it's just on Amazon. It wasn't a big thing. Not probably, 5 people know about it, right?
He's lying.
Yeah, but it's not. My point is, it's not a big, well-known documentary.
Right.
So when you're telling me like, random people watch it and they watch it and they reach out to you, like it's helped them. I'm like, that's amazing. So I was like, let's take that. Let's make it into a narrative feature film. Let's put some actors behind it. Let's try to make it a little bit bigger and get it on a bigger platform to just to keep that going. Keep telling the same story. There's tons of addiction films out there. I think you and I have said we wanted to tell one of those films again, but we also wanted to focus on the recovery side and show what recovery is like and that recovery is possible. And then also on the faith-based side of it as well. Kind of bring, we don't want to preach to people, but we want to kind of bring God into the film as well.
Someone asked me recently, what makes this a faith-based film?
Just that you found,
like from a when you're qualifying a movie, what qualifies a movie as a faith-based film? Do you know?
We took out all the cuss words.
I told him, I was like, I know there's no F-bombs.
No, we took out all the F-bombs. We made it a little bit more faith-based. It's super gritty. It's still super gritty.
Very gritty.
It's very true and, very honest. But we did have in the film, there's lots of parables I put in there. Well, most people won't even notice them. I never wanted to preach to the audience from a faith-based, direction, but I do have a lot of faith-based elements in there. If you really watch the film closely and some scenes and characters, you can relate them back to a few Bible passages. And I thought that was pretty cool. They're so subtle. 75% of the audience won't notice them, but the 25% do.
Yeah.
I really hope that connects with them. So yeah.
I think that's what makes it beautiful when you do it, when it's not forced and you catch it like that.
Yeah.
I think that's That's one of the many things, dude. First of all, you're a genius at what you do.
Can I say
Yeah,
what one is?
absolutely, yeah.
All right, so one of them is, which this happened in the actual documentary. So I wanted to take something that happened in the actual documentary, and recreate that, because that was a big, in the documentary, that was a big faith-based element for me as well, that it actually happened that way, and I thought it was beautiful. So when you get to mile 68 in running, you're dead, you're dying, you want to quit, you're hallucinating, you're at your lowest point, and then this stranger comes up, all in black, and he says something to you, and I didn't really know what it was, and y'all connected out there in the midst of the night on the trail, and then you leave with him, and y'all disappear into the darkness, and then when you reappear, you're this whole new person, and I don't know what happened out there on the trail, and I think that's amazing. And so, there's this parable where there's the two footprints in the sand. So Jesus is walking with you in the sand. And then when life hits you at your lowest point, there's only one footprint in the sand. And so you're like, God, or like Jesus, why did you leave me when I was at my lowest point? And he says, I didn't leave you. Those footprints were mine. I was carrying you. Mm-hmm. And that is what I feel that runner on the trail did for you. And so I wanted to kind of recreate that in the film. So when you're running with this guy, you want to quit, you leave with him in the darkness, then we see the two of y'all running, and then y'all go down at night into the shadows. And then after that, Shawn, in the movie, Shawn just reappears and it's sunrise, and he's running, and there's this huge orchard field behind him and all that stuff. And that's what makes him finish the race. Mm-hmm. And so I just kind of wanted I wanted to recreate that a little bit. And so hopefully it works. We'll see.
I'm excited to see. I love how you did it.
But there's a few little things like that, like throughout the film.
How did you, number one, speaking of God, from the first day on set, everything, how it all came together? Now, I saw it from my perspective. I know you have a very different perspective of what you let me see, but I feel like a lot of God things had to come together for all this to take place like it did. Of even day one with having all the sober girls and Brad come in town, that syncing up, having the crew that you did on this film, an incredible crew that has come off some of the biggest shows on TV, being able to sync them up all at that same time to come to Austin to film. Like, it seemed like even the weather, even though you had to work around weather, even on the days where, we could not absolutely not have weather, we didn't have weather and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of God things came together to make this happen. What are some of the big things you see with that?
I don't know how films get made without God. Right. It's like, it is so hard, especially independent. I mean, it is so hard to make a freaking film. Man, so hard. I can't imagine. It's just a lot of praying. God and the crew made this film. We had the most inexperienced person on that film set was me.
Really?
Oh yeah. And that's how it should be. Yeah, for sure.
That's why you look so comfortable.
Yeah. The crew I worked with that we were able to have, they were amazing.
And next level.
Yeah, they were amazing, and they really helped. Very fortunate to have them. And then even with the weather, we had lots of rain delays. We had to switch locations. We had to stop filming. One day we had to stop filming for like 3 hours. Another day in Iraq, we had to stop filming for 3 hours. And that really messes up your whole day. So even, but at the end of the day, I always feel like you just got to take God's lead. Like every day I would wake up and I would lie in bed.
No, don't be sorry. It's time redemption. We lean into this right here. This is what it's all about.
And I would just say, I'm I'm just going to follow you today, God. Whatever happens, happens. And even when we had rain delays, never got upset. Just let it happen. And, whatever footage we got, hopefully it works out, But at the end of the day, you just got to keep your faith, man. Just got to keep your faith.
Well, you did, bro. And it was there were a lot of times when even I was nervous, my limited knowledge of a film set, when I'm nervous of like, are we going to be able to get everything in, or are they going to be able to get this shot, or this, that, and the other thing. And every time I looked at you, bro, you were cool, calm, you were loose. It was really a pleasure to watch you get to truly work. That was my first time. And just seeing how professional everybody was on set, just thick-skinned, you know what I mean? There was tensions rose at certain times, and everyone just completely rolled off right on to the next thing, you know what I mean? It was very inspirational to see, and it was like, man, I looked around and, bro, just for a moment, if I want to give shine to that entire crew, everybody that was on that production were some of the best people I've ever met in my life. Like, coming up with personal experiences every day of what they've been through, what family members have been through, how much it meant to them to work on a project that was actually real, a true story they get to tell that wasn't some made up written in some fiction land. Like, all that, man, there was never a day I didn't show up that I wasn't like full of so much gratitude of like in the moment and just looking around like, man, the people that are supposed to be are here. You know what I mean? The people that are playing this, making this, everybody's supposed to be here is here. So on that note, talk about the cast a little bit. Some of the people that got cast in these roles, why you cast them, and then people that you think people should pay an extra glimpse to because they're special.
Well, I'll first mention the crew a little bit. The crew's like a marriage, man. It gets stressful. So you like, just like a marriage, you're gonna have your bickering, you have your arguments, but you gotta love each other enough to let it go and come back and work together.
Right.
The amount of trust I have in my crew is like, man, they're everything to me. So yeah, it was a great marriage with them. Hopefully they want to do another one with me.
I bet they do. I bet they do.
The cast, well, I reached out to a handful of casting directors. No one got back to me, so I just casted it myself.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I casted everything myself.
Bro, you did that in like within very short amount of
I
time.
I know who I want. Like at the end of the day, like it's a gut feeling. I just got to feel something, like when I see someone, the tone, I just need to feel something. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. We're never going to get every single shot we want. But as long as we get what we need and we can feel something, we've done our job, because you're never going to get what you want. You just got to get what you need, and you got to make sure that you feel something. And that cast, oh man, they were amazing. They were amazing. Eric, never worked. It was my first time working with him. But as soon as someone mentioned that he had an into him and he could put the script in front of him, I was like, yeah, do it. Because I knew him from 1883. And I was like, okay, he's got acting chops. Like, he can, hopefully he'll work within our budget.
That was one thing I've highlighted on the show before. I just want to say that was one of the things that I appreciated the most is you guys allowed me to be in most of the meetings. And once we started talking about who was playing who, the overwhelming sense in the meeting of who was going to play me was who could carry the emotional weight of the role.
That's the only thing I cared about.
Most people have been hitting me up. They're like, oh, he kind of looks like you. He kind of looks like you. And I was like, it had nothing to do with looks. It had everything to do with who could carry the emotional weight and span of this role, because it spans the spectrum.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I wasn't, look, this was a tough film to do at this budget in 19 days. And, so we didn't want to worry too much about, it's a 7-year period, I guess, that Shawn and Kelly go through. I wasn't too focused on continuity or any of that stuff. I just wanted the actors that could make me feel something, and that were invested in it as well. And Eric was one of them, man. He he wanted to do it. You know, he liked the script, and he was fine with the horrible budget that we had. And that's what I wanted. I wanted people that wanted to do that wanted to be there. And he was awesome. He was awesome. That goes for all the cast. Morgana, man, the first email we got back from her was saying like how much she loved the script and how much it resonated with her and this and that. And she was just amazing to work with. And Lou Temple as well. Like Eric helped us cast Lou.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want Lou Temple. And he's like, I have an in with him. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
So my actors were helping me cast other actors.
Right.
That's how.
Team effort.
Because I'm a nobody. So like casting directors, you know, they're super busy. They're not going to probably take on a project like this with our budget, you know. So I was very fortunate we got the cast that we did. And then the two Kellys, the young Kelly and the old Kelly, they're sisters. And their dad is my composer. And so he was like, hey man, because I was going to have Quinn play both ages, like, you know, de-age her and then age her up. And then Carson was like, hey man, you should think about, you know, my younger daughter, she's 7, Rosie. She acts a little bit, but not as much as Quinn. And I saw a photo, I was like, oh my gosh, she's like the cutest little thing. And I was like, whatever, let's do it. Let's roll the dice, you know? I don't know if she was going to come and she was going to be a 7-year-old that would be impossible to direct or just didn't want to work one day or this or that. Man, she was Rosie and Quinn.
Talk of the set.
Oh my. They were so freaking amazing.
Talk of the set.
So professional. They did all the homework. I didn't have to do, I only got like 2 or 3 takes per scene because I wanted to give my DP all the time he needed to really paint the picture and like live in that cinematography. So I really relied on my cast to like not mess up the lines, bring the emotion every single time because I had like only like 2 or 3 takes. And they every time it was amazing. There was one take I took 6 takes on just because it was so good, which it was Rosie. I was like, can you cry a little bit, you know? To get a 7-year-old to cry on command,
crazy.
That's nuts. And so I was seeing her dad, Carson, in the background saying something to her. I'm like, what is he saying to her? And so, but like we did 6 takes in a row. She cried on command every single take. And I was like, Rosie, that was so good, you know? And she goes, thanks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. She is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So yeah, I mean like between Quinn and Rosie, I am super, super excited. I'm super excited about them. So yeah.
There's so many actors that I watched just put on just a crazy performance where there wasn't a day I didn't get goosebumps. There wasn't a day I didn't get tears in my eyes. There wasn't a day for any of that, dude. And then just to see the performances everybody gives and then knowing the people that are doing the music and the composure, it's just, man, like there's so many opportunities. I hope this movie is a vehicle for somebody to really like catapult what they do next off of this. And
the actors helped me as well too. I mean, like I come into them, I was like, look, I don't care about the dialogue. There might be like one throughout the whole script. There was probably about 5 little lines I really wanted them to say just because they meant something to me. But other than that, I was like, I don't care about the dialogue. I just want the feeling. I want the emotion of the scene.
Yeah. So
I'm like, guys, here's a scene. This is what's written on the page, but you make it your own. And so like Lou Temple, Morgana, Eric, all of them, they were really good at bringing their own dialogue and working with me to really create, you know, what those characters were going to say and to be able to really live in that space. So I really appreciated that from them as well too, because like I knew what I wanted, but what I wanted was for them to come to me with something, and I wanted to lean on their creativeness as well. That goes with my DP, my first AC, our camera operator, everybody on set. I wanted them to collaborate and to bring in their own voice to this as well. As long as it hit that feeling and it was in line with the tone and vision of the overall project, I think it's amazing. I think it was amazing to have. It was amazing to work with such a great group of talent behind and in front of the camera to to really make this film.
Yeah. One of, and I don't know why, I don't know if it's just your style or because this was your first one or what, but I think one thing that happened that was really, really cool that I saw was I give people, the actors that I talk to, I give them the metaphor. It's like people go in and they go to get a tattoo. And so they go see a tattoo artist. And then they'll go in, this tattoo artist has a specific style that they're very good at, and that's what they do every day. But somebody will go in there and say, I want that off the wall. Right? Like that's not necessarily what he does. That's not necessarily his strength. He could do that. And what I saw with you with the actors is they're artists at the end of the day. And so they all saw a little bit enough of my family or me to know the story to be them, but you also let them lean into being the actors and the artists they are to be able to play to their strengths, and even the crew, being able to give them their space to go be the best instead of saying, do my way, do this way. Like you let them do them. And I think it translated everywhere, all over set.
Well, you know why I did that?
Because you're the new guy, right? Isn't that what you said?
Because I'm the most inexperienced guy on set.
Right. But I think it made...
No. I mean, I love working like that. I mean, it was funny. I think I told the actors, I think I told Quinn and Eric, like on the first day, I was like, man, when you write a script and you have this vision and you go to direct it and you have this vision, you know who the characters are in your head. But then the first time you see someone else portray that character in front of you on screen, it's going to be a different character. They're going to give you, they're going to give you their version of that character. And so instead of fighting against that and trying to make it the character that you had in your head, again, if they're giving you something and it feels good, just let that character grow. Let that character become like, it's like raising a kid almost. You know, like I got 2 kids. I got a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. And when you, as a parent, you see this little kid as a baby, and you know, I want him to be a doctor. I want him to be a professional athlete. I want him to do this and that. Man, that kid's going to grow up and be whatever the hell that kid wants to be. Right. You know, but you're still going to love him. You're still going to nurture him. You're still going to, grow with him. And it was I don't know. It was just kind of cool. It was kind of cool seeing these actors bring a different character to the screen. It felt good, and if it feels good, just go with it. And they did such an amazing job with the characters. Like at the end of the day, it's like you trust the people you hire. You know, so as long as you trust the people you hire, let them do them. Let them do their thing. Like give them that freedom to run with it. And that goes for the cast and for our camera team.
One of the things I really appreciated that I started catching on to were I would catch little parts of the dialogue that were happening that I knew were parts of the documentary that didn't get used, or parts of the documentary that did. You know what I mean? There were callbacks to that. And so that for me was like, that's why it was authentic, because I knew those were words my mother actually said. Might not have been how she said them, but she said those same words, or little things like that. And so I think, the people that check the film out that haven't seen the documentary that go back and watch it are like, oh, wow.
They're going to be like, man, he just copy and paste.
Yeah, but no, we didn't have to use cartoons this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, you have a unique view not even my wife has had, because you've known me longer than her, and you've seen the complete arc and the complete journey. So what has it been like for you being a director, coming in contact with me 9 years ago, and then us sitting here today? and watching that.
Man, when I first met you, you were skinny, you were timid, you were, you know, a little bit unsure of yourself in front of the camera. But I feel like you and we've kind of grown together telling this story. And dude, man, it's been amazing. You like from you going from those little documentaries that we made for the nonprofit to the other documentary to what you're doing now. Oh man, it's awesome. It's awesome to see. Like you really took those opportunities. You took all those opportunities and like it's awesome to see what you're doing with them.
That's
Super proud, man.
thank you. I know that's one of the way I'm programmed, especially since I got sober, is I have an internal drive to make the people that I know love me and believe in me proud with everything I do. And so it just makes me go hard, a little too hard sometimes, but I do have something to prove in this world, and whether that's running or in the gym or helping people or creating community, like I do it with a vengeance. And so the fact that we could be out here still this deep in the game helping people and to still have so many cool things on the horizon or routes we could take and do, dude, you've been a godsend, bro. It's been an honor.
Thanks, man. I think that's what, the addiction and the recovery community needs, and it needs people like you and the Sober Girls group and all these people. It needs everyone just to put it in the spotlight. Don't shy away or hide from the disease, but lean into it, embrace it, and just create that community. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but when a lot of people with addiction, they tend to feel like they're the only ones with it, or they tend to shelter, or
we isolate. We always want to
isolate. Yeah, thank you.
We always want to keep ourselves away from the ones we know are disappointing, and it doesn't just go for drugs or alcohol. And that's why I know this film and the message reaches so much farther. The cool thing I've got to see what I do with I Am Redemption every day, being so out and open with my story and really owning it, it opens the floodgates for other people. And then they're able to come around me or come around to some of my groups, and they're able to start opening up about what they've been through. And oftentimes what they'll see is like, oh, it wasn't heroin addiction. I didn't go to prison. I dealt with this. But because I talked about mine, now they feel comfortable enough to talk about theirs. And so keeping that going and getting people to understand and see, like, we are all recovering from something. We all have the ability to take this pain that we've been through and use it to help other people when we embrace it and realize it's what built us. It's what made us.
Man, I was literally just trying to say that.
Yeah. We finished each other's sentences.
So 9 years ago when we met, I would have said that a lot better than you did. And now you're saying it a lot better than I did. So that's where we are now.
There we go. That's where we are. It's come full circle for sure.
It's awesome, dude.
You had to sell it to me at first, and then now I help you.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been special. And
you know what was cool on set?
Please tell me.
When I had you come in and direct the actors on some scenes.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because I never lived that. So I was like, hey, Shawn, tell him Eric's like, hey, Andrew, like, what are you feeling here? What are you thinking? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Go talk to Shawn.
Yeah.
It's his story. So I was like, Shawn, come here, talk to Eric, tell him this. Or like having you and Rachel in that warehouse scene was awesome. Having the actual vets on our Iraq scenes, leaning on them for the dialogue, for the movement, for the, to making sure everything was realistic. Having those vets on set, play soldiers, it was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. And just letting you talk to the actors, letting those vets talk to the actors and saying, this is how it is. That's the type of director that I love doing that. I think I had the most fun doing that. Just being able to take a step back and putting people together that could direct them, that actually,
yeah,
like was them in real life. I thought that was cool.
It took me a minute, you know, when here's how I'll put this. There's always a big learning curve when college players go into the NFL because they're learning the speed of the game, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for the speed of the game when it come to a movie set. And so first day I quickly, like, I had this naive thing of like, man, I'm going to be there every day and I'm going to help and I'm going to carry lights and I'm going to do everything. You quickly realize no matter where you stand, you're in somebody's fucking way. People are moving with a purpose.
I know. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up and sit down till I need you.
Right.
And then he'd be like, hey, Shawn, I need you.
Yeah.
Hurry up and get over here, Shawn.
So I quickly realized just being able to hang out, be there for when the actors needed me or when you guys needed me, like it was my honor to be able to at the times when it was appropriate, let people know how things happened, how things were actually said. You know, anybody that's a passionate runner, a passionate veteran, a passionate former drug user, a passionate recovery person, there's things that you're going to see in this movie where you're going to know it's authentic and where it came from, because if it didn't, you'd be able to call it out immediately. So it was always my honor to be able to do that. I was always nervous to do it because I realized how high tension and high stakes the movie set was. And so even when I did have a little tidbit to give you, it wasn't always the most opportune time or something like that.
No.
But again, dude, that goes back to feeling like God's been preparing this, because you and I very much have a brother relationship, and we've had our good times, our bad times.
Yeah.
We've had our hard times. We've been like this, and 2 minutes later, we're right back to the way we needed to be.
It has to be like that. It has to.
But who knows what it'd have been had we not been through those trials and tribulations leading up to this point. You know, there was a day I remarked something on set and you didn't like it, and you popped back at me, and if it was anybody,
I go, don't come out with me with that bullshit. We can't do that in continuity. Like, we already shot this other scene. We
and
can't.
if we had not had the relationship that we did or do, bro, I would have popped off at the set. But
no.
I knew I had to walk away. I knew to go count to 10. We came back later. We were good, but bro, that's.
But then, like 5 minutes later, I'm like, Shawn, get back, because I need you now.
Right.
Like,
right.
I need you for this. I need you for that. No,
dude.
it's funny, man. Yeah, like, man, film sets, dude, it's nuts, dude. Every minute is a lot of money, and it's a lot of and it counts, you know, because there's a lot of people busting their ass on those film sets.
I never realized why.
And it's not just your film; it's all of the film.
Right.
Everyone who works on that film set, is their film just as much as it is mine, you know. And so you just need to. I gotta work hard to. I don't want to let them down, you know.
I didn't realize why George was what's his proper
first AD.
His first AD. I didn't realize why he was always stressed, but then towards the end I realized it's his job of keeping us on time and on task.
I love George.
And so I think it was the very last day. I was nervous. It was coming to the end of the day, and you guys had like 7 scenes you had to get in. And I went over to Eric, and I'm like, should I be nervous? Are they not going to be able to get him in? And he leaned back. He goes, AD looks pretty good right now. As long as AD's good, we're good. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, he's the one that's in charge of the time and keeping everything in schedule. He goes, you don't get nervous until he gets nervous. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I wondered why George was always stressed, but he was the man that was keeping us locked onto that schedule every day.
George, the first AD, George Sledge, he's the I can't do this film without him.
Right.
You know, I could not have gotten through those days without him. He was awesome. And like, I like him because he never yells. He always keeps his cool, and he pushes me too. He makes me think about. He's great creatively, and he's great on the time as well. But he makes me think outside the box and about different things. And he's someone I definitely trust a lot. So yeah, he's awesome to work with.
So people know the movie is called Price of Redemption. They know it is officially wrapped. What can people expect? What is the rest of the year going to look like for us? Everybody's going to be wondering. And then what's this going to look like when it finally hits?
Yeah, we go into post-production this summer, heading into that now. Start the marketing campaign. I hope to have the film done. We hope to have the film done by September. And then it would be great to do a premiere in November of some sort, and kind of release it around Christmas time. So that's the goal. But
Possible limited theater? Maybe no.
Yeah, limited theater. We're gonna try for limited theater. I don't think I'm gonna do the festival run. I think I'm just gonna get it out there.
For people that aren't in tune with the movie world, you know what I mean. All they know is a big budget movie, Avengers gets made, and boom, it comes out like that. For an independent film, like what is this route to getting an indie film actually put out? Like what does that look like for people that don't understand?
A lot.
Right.
A lot.
Right. But we got a film in the can. Now the job is to get it, find its home, and get it out.
Yeah, I mean, my wife told me the other day. She's like, "Oh man, you're much more relaxed." I was like, "Yeah, babe, the film's in the can." I got the film in the can, which is huge. A little bit more relaxed, and then I'll take a breath this week, kind of wrap out, get everyone paid, and then go just jump into post-production. Start working with the editor. And look, I'm going to work with the editor the same way I work with my cast and crew. He's going to do his thing. He's going to see a different film in there than what we wrote or what we shot. So he's going to create a different film. And
does he kind of go off a storyboard of yours, or does he just get this is shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to shot 100, whatever, and then
I'm going to let him do his thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna give him the freedom to do whatever he wants, and then and then if I need to, I'll go work with him. I'll fine tune it with him. But again, the people that we hire, I trust a lot. So I don't want to tell him what I want.
Right.
I want to see what he gives me.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to tell people what I want. I want to see what they give me. Like they might give me something better than what I want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them the emotion of it, the parameters, the tone of what I'm thinking of. But as far as fine tuning it, man, I'm excited to see what he'll do. And then Carson, man, he's already written like 40 something tracks to this, as a composer. This film's gonna be different. And I hope it's gonna be different in a good way. I hope people will like it. I mean, the music and the cinematography and the acting.
Anytime I look behind the camera, dude. Anytime I look the camera, it's such a beautiful shot.
It's so beautiful, man. Josh did such a good job.
Such a good job, dude.
And Josh Pickering, Sarah Jones Gallagher now, our AC. Her husband Seth was on set one day for BCAM. Andrew LeBoy, Chris, these guys, they did such an amazing job with the shots and the cinematography and with Carson putting his music to it, with the talent in front of the camera. I don't know. I feel it's something different, and I'm super excited about it. And I just hope people like it. Not everyone's gonna like it, but it's okay.
The ones who need to will.
Yeah.
The ones who need to get to it.
Yeah.
Damn, you were saying something. You just made me forget. But so one of the fun questions I've asked everybody that sat down with me from the movie, right, is normally when somebody comes on the podcast, they tell me what their heavyweight championship for the walkout song is tonight if they're going to fight for it, right? But for you, red carpet, Austin, Texas, limo pulls up, Andrew Shebay's foot hits the ground on the red carpet. Everybody needs to know that bad motherfucker's in here and on the red carpet. What is the walkout song as you walk up to the theater?
I Got Friends in Low Places.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because there's a lot more important things in life than red carpets and movie premieres.
Right, I know.
I mean, Got Friends in Low Places, man.
That's good. Keeping it real right there. Keeping it on brand. Keeping it on brand. I like doing the walkout songs because I think it's a powerful moment when you can hit a point in your life and know that you've worked hard, you put in the work, and you know that you're a bad motherfucker. Like when it comes to that one thing, you're a bad motherfucker.
I'm not a bad motherfucker.
You are. I hope every morning, I know that you had doubt and everything like that, bro, but for you to be sitting here today and do what you had just did and for me to watch you, you're a bad motherfucker. If you don't know it, I'm here to tell you.
I don't think I ever had doubt. I was just scared shitless.
Of course. But that's what makes you a bad motherfucker is that you walk through the fear.
I believed in myself. I believed in my crew. My wife believes in me, which is awesome.
Bro, same thing for me in a 100-mile race, or same thing for any of this stuff. The only difference between us and them is we didn't quit and we walked through the fear.
Yeah.
Because everybody lets that fear of that every day cripple them.
Yeah.
Should I stop drinking? Should I go to the gym? Should I do this? Should I date them? And they never walk through that fear and do the hard thing.
Yeah,
the only difference is you walk through and you did the hard thing.
It's tough. And it's not over yet.
No.
We still got to get through post. Still got to make sure people come watch the film and we get our investors their money back, because that's so important. Two most important things: make a good film that people can relate to and helps people, and find a way to get my investors their money back. No matter how passionate you are about a film, at the end of the day, it's still business, and you just have to do it the right way.
One thing I wanted to bring up before we get out of here is there's a unique aspect to this movie with some of the influencers. And I know before, back when we had done the documentary, you were definitely not a social media guy. Neither, I was trying to dabble in a little bit, and there was a point where you're like, it's not real life, don't do it. Lo and behold, this is what's happened, but we're here. But what was it like for you going a little bit against the grain and doing something not a whole lot of filmmakers have done, and incorporating some quote unquote influencers, because they're not actors or not actresses.
They're not?
That's what we've been told.
Oh man, they're not the Social Girls group. They're not actors.
I don't know.
Oh man, you could have fooled me.
Right?
They were freaking amazing.
They brought the real.
Oh my God, they were awesome. Having them in cameos in this film, I think they were more than cameo. I hate that word, cameos.
Brad Dunn as well. No.
Yeah, Brad Dunn as well. Oh my Lord, they were more than cameos in my mind. But
Creechy.
Yeah, Creechy. Well, Creechy's working with our composer to do a lot of the music for this film too. So he's got, even though he played a small role in the film, like I'm very excited that he's going to create some new music with our composer, and that's going to be different. Yes. And I'm stoked about that. Yes. But as far as integrating them into the film, look, it was so special because I just had them play who they are in real life. And they really leaned into that as well. And I thought that was cool. Especially because that's how we're going to open the film is with those girls. I rewrote once I had a way we were going to open up this film, and it was going to be awesome and all this cool stuff. And then once the Sober Girls group, once they came on board, I rewrote the whole opening to the film. And I was like, this is how I want to do it. And I think it's going to be so much better than what I had. And just having them involved, because it's not just one of them, it's 9 of them, and being able to utilize their reach to people that like with them, Brad Dunn, Creechy, like these are the people that we want to see the film, that we need to see the film, so for them to push this film to that community, it's just that much better.
Yeah. I've been doing the social media stuff now for, 2 years or so, and I've come in contact with a lot of people, and the people we have in this film are some of the realest, the most authentic people that I've come across in this whole journey. And that's why I believe Brad and the Sober Girls and people want to turn their nose up at influencers and all that, but what you're not thinking about is the term influence.
There's a different type. There's a different type of influencer, I feel like.
Yeah. There's influencers that sell you things, and there's people who influence the culture. These are people who influence the culture.
Right.
And these are people who, the girls, they get a lot of hate for whatever reason, which I think is silly, because those are some of the bravest women, because women deal with a whole layer of judgment that men don't do. You know what I mean? Weight-wise or looks or this, that, the other thing. And I watch those women every day sit there and lean right into who they are and what they're about, and they speak about their their vulnerable sides of their life, and for that, like I was always champion them and sing their praises. So I couldn't be honored of the women and the men we have a part of this film as far as the influencers go, and I don't think we could have a better group of people to help be a part.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about them as well too, because that's what the film's about. The film is about them. You know, it's about what their family members went through, what your family members went through. Brad Dunn, Creechy, all that stuff. That's what the film's about. You know, like even you, I have you in the film, but I have you playing someone else. But yeah, it's I think it's amazing to make a film about addiction recovery with people in addiction recovery.
Yep. That's the most special. I've said it. I continue to say it. The most special thing that I thought as far as the documentary went, I thought I'd hit the lottery on life as far as having that moment in my life and my family to be able to redefine our past and have this inspirational moment captured on film. I thought I hit the lottery of life, dude. The fact that we captured that, I didn't think life could get any better. And then to know that you and I have sat in a theater of sorts and 300 people watch what you created and watch my story was the most surreal feeling I've ever had. I don't think another feeling could be better than that in life, but only to sit there and think about 300 people that were all part of the story or all were a part of that film to watch this when it comes out, that's the only thing that could top it. So the fact that you allowed me to get my community in there, the actual people to play the actual roles, the runners to be runners, the recovery and addicts to be recovery and addicts, military, police, you name it, wherever we could, we got the actual people that lived that life. And bro, I think that only added to the whole aura of the film, because even the cast was talking about how special it was to have those people there.
And they did an amazing job too.
Incredible.
Like the film did not suffer. The film, I thought it enhanced it. Like 100%. They did an amazing job. So yeah, it was awesome. I did not walk away from a single shot that I did not like.
Never.
It was awesome. I went to bed. I went to bed every single night, you know, just feeling good, not even thinking twice.
It gave me a second. It's been a long time since I've looked at my story as a whole, and you brought up a lot of the things that I haven't thought about in years and all that stuff. And I was thinking the one day as I was watching you, and I was watching you're in your mode. You know what I mean? You're in your element, you're loose, you're having a good time. And I was like, damn, you're ever going to have a movie made about you. He's checked every single box of everything that I could ever want in this movie. Like there's a war scene, there's a fight scene, there's there's everything. But then just thinking about you directing your first film, where I was like, damn, if I was directing a film, like these are all the boxes I would hope to check doing this film. But bro, the fact that we could do that, check all those boxes, but then for it to mean something more to us than just what it is, just being a movie. You didn't go out and make a scary movie. You didn't go out and make a horror movie or a love story or a Hallmark movie. You made something that fucking matters. That's going to change lives.
Yeah, man, I didn't even think about all this for a first-time director, all the stuff I was directing, like an Iraq war scene, a prison fight scene,
OD scenes, drug scenes,
all this other shit. Damn, I probably wouldn't have done that if I thought about that a little bit harder. Huh.
Thank God you did.
I don't know why I did that. Oh man, oops.
Thank God you did.
No, it was awesome. I mean, like, I'm very honored and blessed to have been a part of this film, and and like I always say, like, I have personal reasons why I wanted to make this film, just like everyone. I think a lot of people on board, they came on board for personal reasons as well. And I think that's why, you know, hopefully we don't let, you know, hopefully we don't let anyone down. Hopefully it's a good film. And yeah.
Well, I haven't seen anything yet other than being there. And I've already told my family that they can rest assured that our story's been done justice, bro.
Thanks, man.
We're very, very fucking proud. And there's not a human being on earth that I would rather tell my story than you.
Thanks, man. So you didn't mind the shower scene in the prison?
No, we're good. We'll let it ride, bro. Hey, like I said,
joking.
You threw in the fight scene and the war scene. We'll throw in the shower scene.
Man, those scenes were awesome. No, I think one of the most impactful scenes that hit me was from. There's a few. There was a few that hit me pretty hard.
You know which one hit me the hardest?
What?
What do you think?
Getting kicked out?
No. Hearing Kelly take the collect call from jail.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I wasn't expecting that one. That one caught me.
Yeah.
That one took me back. There's a lot of those things, like I said, like I've dealt with. But until you see someone acting them out on screen and you really go back to that exact scenario, and I took myself back to that moment, and it was just, man, I hadn't been back somewhere dark like that in a minute. But it just, moments like that, it makes me, bro, there hasn't been a day since all this started that I haven't had a tremendous gratitude for life and where we're at and what we're doing, and just being very thankful for today.
Yeah.
And I texted Kel and my mom throughout the whole process, telling them I loved them and thanking them for
awesome. Meant
the world.
Yeah, there are a few scenes that I got choked up behind the monitor. It was, yeah. I mean, again, the actors were just, the way they delivered it, it just felt so, it got me to the core. A few scenes, especially when young Kelly, when Shawn gets kicked out of the house, and young Kelly kind of goes after him. There's a, yeah, but it was good. I think you need to film that. You need to show real life. You know, you need to show all that stuff, because then you show what's possible.
Yes.
You know, all that stuff, all that, the dirt, the mud that we all go through in life. It's all worth it when we're able to cross that finish line.
Yeah.
You know, and as long as we always keep, just keep the faith, man. Just keep the faith and just let God lead you. Even when you don't think he's there, he's there.
And that's why we tell the story authentically, because that's what people are really going to resonate with, because that's the true story that they see every day in their lives. And hopefully people will see this and be inspired to tell what they've been through, their story, something like that. Because you and I have said from the beginning, you know what I mean? There's nothing special about this story. It's just a story where we're willing to get out and tell and be open and vulnerable with it. And I hope that's what people take away. There's nothing special about me. I just got myself on track, started running, and tried to help other people. And that's what we do with the story is help other people. But dude, from the get-go, man, I just can't thank you enough, dude, for believing in me, for putting everything on the line the way you did to make this happen, dude, for every day, for every time we bickered. I fucking love you, dude. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Means a lot.
Thank you. I don't want to put you on the spot, but number one, the movie is called Price of Redemption. People are going to be able to catch it everywhere, right?
Yes.
What are your final thoughts? Why should people go see it? Who should go see it? Price of Redemption's getting ready to come out. What should they do?
Man, everyone should go see it. We're gonna create, all of our marketing pages for Price of Redemption. So we'll start posting all that stuff out. But no, I think everyone should see this movie just because everyone knows someone that has gone through or going through addiction or PTSD. And if you don't know someone that's going through it, you should still see it because we need to be able to not judge people that are going through this disease, and to be able to speak openly about it, and not feel that there is a stigma towards it. So yeah, I think everyone should see it for sure.
I think it also, one thing we identified pretty quickly when starting to talk about this, I remember saying I've seen all the drug movies before and they always end one of two ways, either die or get sober. And so my whole goal is not only when I do a podcast or when I get out and speak, I don't only talk about sobriety because that is not the goal. Once we're sober, cool, now what? We are capable of doing so much more than we ever thought possible once we start realizing that. And so I hope that's what people take from this is getting sober is not the goal. We are capable of so much more once you find your people, find your community, find where you find your strength, get out there, start doing uncomfortable things, overcome adversity. Those are the things that really, where you can apply all these things we've been through, this uncomfortable life we've been through before, and ever start translating that towards growth.
Exactly. Like, I don't want people to be like, "Oh man, that was a cool battle scene," "Oh, that was a cool scene." Like, I want people to think exactly what you just said. It's like, man, like we are capable of so much more, and I really want, I just want people to feel something. That's it. I just want them to feel something. I want them to feel something good and be and just have that hope.
Hell yeah. Andrew Shebay, Pipeline Films, Price of Redemption coming soon. I'm going to put you on the spot here. This is the way we wrap up every show. If you take a look in your camera, maybe throw out a couple I am statements to let them know who you are. It could be, I'm a director, I'm a badass, I just filmed a movie that's wrapped, whatever you want it to be.
I'm a dad.
There you go.
I'm a dad. I'm a husband.
As we were going into the production
of
this movie, he found out number 3 is on the way. So congratulations to you and Miss Shebay.
Now you can't say that for another few weeks, but it's okay.
My bad.
No, you're good.
Hopefully your in-laws won't, or hopefully your parents don't ever listen to this.
No, they don't.
Is that who doesn't know?
Yeah. No. We'll tell people in June.
Can we edit this out?
No, you're good. No, but we are expecting number 3.
Let's go.
Which is awesome.
Let's go.
So, I think I was sitting, you can put this in later, but I was sitting in the production office with first time meeting Eric Nelson, playing the lead character of Shawn.
Yeah.
And I'm chatting with him, trying to get to know this guy. And my wife calls me and I'm like, "Hey, honey, I'm talking with Eric. Can I call you back?" And she goes, "Oh, so you don't want to talk to me right now?"
Yeah.
And by the way she said it, I was like, "Eric."
Yeah, I was standing there.
"Eric, stand by. I'll be with you in 1 second." I was like, hello, honey. And so she's like, "Yeah, pregnant with number 3." And I was like, and then I think like, oh my God. Oh my God, the amount of stress and everything. We just going into filming that next day. I was like, oh shit, what am I doing? It's like number 3.
Yeah.
I was about to call it quits. I was like, guys, go home. I'm going to get a job at Chick-fil-A. Like, we can't do this film.
Damn.
Oh man, it was a lot of stress, but no, it's a beautiful thing. But to have the support of my wife and my mom and my family and my wife's family, her mom and dad, the way they support me, my in-laws and my mom. It's awesome. It's awesome.
You deserve it, bro, and I'll support you around
awesome.
the world, bro.
They give me so much confidence. Well, I'm like, let's roll the dice. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hell
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Love you. Did you throw out your I am statements? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am dad,
All right.
and I am Christian. What I'm a Christian, I guess. Yeah.
You're the man, and you are one badass director, brother.
Thanks,
I love
man.
you, dude. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
man. Appreciate it, buddy.
you. Price of Redemption. See you now.
Let's go. Please, 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 please.